And I don't have any political views. I'm not liberal. I'm not conservative or whatever. I'm me. I'm a real ass nigga. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Peace, and today I want to talk about DEI in gaming and in movies. Now, DEI stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion, basically bringing everyone from every ethnic group, race, gender, sex, whatever you can think of, and putting them in the forefront of whatever it is, gaming, media. And a lot of people seem to have a problem with it. Now, is it a movement? I guess because there's a title behind it and there's like quotas and stuff they have to meet. Because I've seen statistics and charts of people having to meet quotas of hiring people of different race, whatever the case is. But when people think it's a problem to have women in video games and stuff like that, you got to remember women have been in video games for as long as video games have been around. Seamus and Metroid, Resident Evil, you got Rebecca Chambers, Claire Redfield, Jill Valentine. You got, like, you know what I'm saying? Laura Croft. So women in video games having these strong lead roles and kicking ass is nothing new. So you can't say that they're trying to put women at the forefront and put men behind. I love the Resident Evil series. Playing as women is just as fun as playing as Chris and Leon and whoever else. So that's a bunch of bullshit. Now, this all started when I seen Andy Pants and Ackman having a debate about this stuff. Andy Pants kind of brought up some good points about DEI and like they're forcing like gay and like black female leads into these games. And I can kind of see that. I notice it. And his point was that it's ruining gaming. I don't care what race or gender, whatever the character identifies as, I don't give a shit. As long as the game is fun, as long as the game is cool, that's all I worry about. But I kind of noticed some of the stuff he's talking about. And yeah, I think they are trying to push a lot of it into gaming. As far as is it ruining games? I haven't seen a game that was DEI kind of centered, like being real successful. Like Dustborn was crap, Veilguard was crap, a bunch of other stuff was crap. But I mean, like I said, as long as they make the game cool. But the thing is, unfortunately, DEI and all that woke stuff, whatever, it has a bad rep. So whenever they see like a gay black woman in the lead in the game, they're gonna be like, oh, I bet that game's crap. So they're not even giving it a chance. But I kind of see where they're coming from because they don't have a good track record in making good games. Now, this is going to be a fair point of view. I'm not going to be totally on the left or right, and I don't even mean like politically and political wise. I'm just going to say like I'm in the center. I'm fair. 50-50, everyone gets a chance. Cuz this reminds me of The Last of Us 2. Abby. Abby is a woman, but she kind of looks manly. There's a trans kid in the game. They're lesbians. Ellie's a lesbian. I don't give a shit about that. It makes the story kind of more interesting, and it kind of doesn't because it's like, who gives a shit? The gameplay's fun as hell. I still like the game. Even though they killed off Joel, which was stupid and retarded, I still like the game. So the people that look too deep into this stuff, are they replacing white guys or they're doing shit like that, they have too much time on their hands. But at the same time, I do kind of see a pattern. Now, what I want to say is like even Synthetic Man and like Andy Pants Gaming, they're trying to say that in video games nowadays they're trying to make the white man look evil and be bad. Again, that's been something that's been done in video games since the beginning of time. Look at Albert Wesker. Look at, God, I don't know how many video games where the bad dude is a white dude. I just think because there's all these movements with like BLM, LGBTQ, like they don't have a good track record in people's minds that as soon as something like that pops up, they're already like blowing it off, not giving it a chance, and they want to go at it negatively. I'm a Christian, just like Andy Pence is, but I've learned to hate the sin but love the sinner. But at the same time, I don't care about the sin because I mind my own business. Whatever you do in your free time, as long as it's not hurting me, I don't care. Do what you want to do. I'll say a prayer for you, but it's none of my business. So as long as you're happy, be happy. But at the same time, I'm noticing a lot of stuff that they're putting into video games, but it's none of my business. Like I said, as long as the game is fun, I don't care what you make the characters. I might notice some trends that they're doing, like the Dead Space remake. They redid like all gender bathrooms. If you know, you know. I'm not going to go into every fucking detail, but that's what I'm saying. And I don't have any political views. I'm not liberal. I'm not conservative or whatever. I'm me. I'm a real ass nigga. So I believe in real ass shit. Now, I myself play video games. I watch movies all the time. And are they pushing more female leads in movies? Maybe. Are they pushing more gay, black agendas in video games? Maybe. Maybe they're pushing them to say like, hey, we can make video games too. Hey, we can make movies too. Okay, well, are they good? We don't care about your background. Some people might care about the background because they're so invested in this stuff and they want to prove a point that they're not good at making video games and movies. But again, like I noticed like, okay, Halo Studios, it was 343. They have a black woman in charge. I seen a bunch of people complaining she's going to ruin Halo, this and that. Halo's been ruined. Halo's been fucked up since 343, since Halo 4. So did the black woman have something to do with it? I don't know. I don't know what she does all day. I don't know what she's doing. But again, the track record for DEI games, woke games, where they try to push all that stuff to the front, they don't have the best track record. So it's almost like a stain on that community to where it's like they don't want to give them a chance or the game's automatically going to be bad. And a lot of them have been bad. But then you got video games like the Spider-Man 2 or like the newest Spider-Man. You had gay characters, you had pride flags or whatever. That's cool and all. People want to put their stuff in there. That's fine. It didn't bother me at all. All I'm looking at is if the characters are good, if the game is fun, and if they're subtle with it. Like with the Veilguard game, they had a character and she said she was non-binary. She was non-binary, and her pronouns were they them. That's basically like there's no subtlety in that. There's no build up to it. It's just like I'm non-binary. What the fuck did that come from? You have to have the character at least struggle a little bit, see where they come to that realization, and have them go through something, not just like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm they, them. And when they do shit like that, like in your face like that, people are already going to be like, oh, here we go. And that's like, I don't have a script for this shit. This is all coming off the top of my head, off of that debate that I seen. But this is shit that I've been feeling too. So in my head, yes, I see that they're trying to push DEI and woke stuff because I'm Latino and black. I'm Black-tino. But I'm not going to say anything negative about anyone or anything. Of course, I want to see more characters and different races, different whatever. But I just want it to be good. Now, am I noticing that there's a lot of push for black female roles in gaming? Yeah. But I don't have a problem with it because I'm not going to play it, so it doesn't affect me. Do I notice that they're putting a lot more female leads in movies? Yeah, but at the same time, I just watched a bunch of movies. Like I watch movies like every night, and I noticed that there's strong female characters. And my favorite genre is horror, 2000s horror, like Freddy versus Jason. Even going back to like Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead and Friday the 13th, you have strong female characters. The House of the Dead movie I just watched, it came out in the early 2000s. There was 4 female characters that kicked ass. So a lot of this shit has been happening, and it's happened in the past. But because of these movements, it's just like in your face. But this shit has been done before. So the argument that they're forcing this stuff in our face, I see it 50-50. This is nothing new. We've had strong female characters in games and in movies before, so it's nothing new. But when it comes to black and other races and genders and gay and whatever, I do kind of see it. But at the same time, I don't care. And that's basically it. Because at the end of the day, I think everyone deserves a chance. Not a chance because the color of their skin, their beliefs, their gender, race, whatever. Of course it has to be because of qualifications. But I think everyone deserves a chance to be happy, healthy, included, and just provided safety to work in their own space, regardless of whatever it is, as long as you're qualified, as long as you're not on some bullshit timing. And I think that's the fairest perspective I can give because I'm noticing these little patterns at the same time. I don't care, but I just felt like I had to give my 2-3 cents about it because I've been thinking about it like Andy Pence is right. I notice a lot of the stuff he talks about in gaming. They're making men weaker. They're making everything gay, disabled, this and that, yada, yada. But who cares? Obviously he cares and I care a little bit because I made the movie. I made this video. But what are we going to do about it? I mean, if you don't want to play the game, don't play the game. Make a video about it. You're free to do whatever you want, but let's be realistic. We're not going to do anything about it because I'm a gamer and I love watching movies. If I see a game that I'm not like, that looks kind of crap, I'm not going to play it. But we're human beings. We see things, we recognize patterns, we recognize when a pattern is off, we recognize something new. And of course, we're going to be curious and say, hey, you know what? I notice there's a bunch of gay black women, there's a bunch of black women, there's a bunch of gay dudes, as the main character. People are going to notice shit like that. We're human. But if you have a problem with it, that's on you. That's not on the developers because, like I said, everyone deserves a chance. So this is the fairest perspective I can give on DEI because, yeah, I'm noticing patterns, whatever it is, but everyone should have a chance at doing what they want and making products and being happy about it. But at the same time, the games that are like DEI, like Dustborn and what was it? What was that one game that fucking flopped? Um, Concord. It failed. Was the game fun? I don't know. I didn't play it, but I think a lot of it has to do with people seeing it and being like, gay, black women, bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't give it a chance, but at the same time, we have a bunch of shooters. So what makes this one different? Oh, you could be a gay dude. You could be a gay black dude, gay black. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's all you have to offer. No one's gonna play that shit. So at the end of the day, DEI. I think it's a thing. I know it's a thing. Is it benefiting any of us? I think it's been. I mean, they weren't calling it DEI back when they were coming up with Resident Evil games, with Claire, Jill, with Laura Croft, with Metroid or whatever, with Ellie and last. You know what I'm saying? Like this, there wasn't like a title to it. I think people were just saying, "Oh, let's make a badass female character," in a movie or a video game. They weren't worried about all this other stuff until now because this generation's cooked and it's social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know, you know. I don't have to go too deep into detail, but that's just my 2 cents on it. But it's your boy Peace. I try to come off as fair as I could. Like the video, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you feel about this because this is something I've really been thinking about. I've been watching Andy Pants Gaming, and to an extent, I agree with a lot of what he's saying. But then when the Act Man and him debated, I seen the Act Man's point of view, and I'm like, oh, the Act Man has some good points. Maybe I'm bugging, maybe Andy Pants is bugging, but at the same time, I recognize some of the patterns that he recognizes. But that's the end of the video. Let me know how you feel. Call me a dickhead if you think I was being a dickhead. Agree with me if you think what I said was agreeable. Other than that, I'm out.